So this is first movie by Australian actor turned author Simon Baker. He was in that show The Mentalist. You've probably seen him around. Been in some movies too. Since the show ended and he probably made away like a bandit, he's decided to step behind the camera. Well, he's also actually in the movie. And he co-wrote it, based on a novel by Tim Winton. So he's pretty ambitious. And I'd say it paid off, because this is a pretty stellar debut. It's surprise surprise set in Australia and follows two boys in the mid-70s, Pikelet and Looney. And let me tell you right now, the lingo in this is endlessly entertaining. I've always loved Australian vernacular. Now throw in some 70s phrases and surfer lingo, and you got yourself a pretty good time. And oh yeah, the boys fall in love with surfing, which is sort of the center theme of the movie that ties everything together. And then we got Simon Baker's Sando, who kinda becomes their mentor of sorts. Oh, and Elizabeth Debicki plays his girlfriend. Or wife, I think. It's essentially a coming-of-age movie, told from the perspective of Pikelet. It's about friendship, love, and the zen and art of surfing. And I just gotta say, I don't really care that much about surfing, like at all. Now, I've never actually tried it, but big waves just seem like a pretty good way to get yourself killed. So count me out. But I can see the appeal. I get why people might be drawn to it. And different people probably have different reasons for doing it. Some just like to zone out and be in the moment. And others want to push the limits and basically defy death. And this movie does a pretty good job of conveying all of that. First, I was kinda on the fence about watching a movie about surfing, since, you know, I don't really care. But this just proves that you can make an interesting and compelling movie about virtually anything, as long as it's well done. It's all about the story and the characters. Get those right and the setting could be virtually anything. And I'd go out on a limb here and say that this is my favorite surfing movie of all time. Not that I've seen that many. I can't even think of one. Didn't Paul Walker do one? I think he did. Or was it Keanu Reeves? Did they both do one? I don't know. Anyway, the movie also deals with fear and dedication and commitment. There's a few Moby Dick references, chasing down the great beast. And overall, I really like how they weaved everything together, more or less seamlessly. And the actors are great. The two main actors don't even have pictures on IMDb. It's their first major roles, and they nailed it. The chemistry, the fun banter between them, you'd think they were best friends in real life. And they might be, I don't know, probably not, but... And Simon Baker is good, but I noticed something interesting. He's almost never in a close-up. Most of the time he's off to the side. And I'm pretty sure that's deliberate, because he didn't want to take anything away from the stars of the show. I mean, the movie is not about him, it's about the boys. And Debicki is really good in this too. If her husband is a bit mysterious, she might even be a bigger puzzle. But as a whole, the movie is very well made, well directed. And at some point I started thinking what a pain in the ass it must have been to shoot. Out there on those waves, sometimes in pretty shitty weather. And I don't know how much of the surfing the actors actually did. But it did look like Simon Baker did a fair bit of his stuff. Maybe they all did. Maybe none of them did. I don't know. But it was well hidden if they didn't. As far as the story goes, it starts off pretty straightforward. But then at some point it takes a few interesting turns. I didn't expect it to do anything like that. But it worked and kept that last part intriguing. Added some complexity to it. And overall, I liked this movie a lot. I don't really have any complaints. It's just well made from start to finish. Never really stumbled. And it didn't feel like 2 hours long either. So would I recommend it? Yeah, rip, mate. I don't even know what I'm saying. Go watch it. Or don't. I'm not your dad.